Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you're listening to us right now on iTunes, go ahead and leave a 5-star review. I got new stand-up dates added to my calendar. Very excited to perform at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut next Friday, October 29th. I'm doing 2 shows, 7:30 and 9:30. For tickets, I believe you go to the Stress Factory website, but I'll have that on my website pretty shortly. So don't you worry. So that's a great show for all you Connecticut people to go to. And then I'm going to be back in Jersey Saturday, November 6th. I'll be at the Dojo of Comedy. That's Tiff's Ale House in Morris Plains, New Jersey. That'll be one show. I think it'll be 9 o'clock. And that's on November 6th. So check those out if you're in the Connecticut, New Jersey area. And keep throwing me your suggestions. Keep tagging your favorite clubs. I really do appreciate suggestions of venues and any place you guys know that's not requiring the yibby yabs. I have to think of new code words for this damn thing every day. Quick shout out to our sponsor, one of our sponsors, Cushy Dreams. They're my go-to for all things CBD related. They have helped me so much deal with anxiety over the last year and a half, honestly. They do tons of different strains of indica sativa blends. Here we go. Let me pull up the website here so you guys can get a look at this. Look at this. If you're sick of vapes and gummies and you want to smoke your CBD, I highly recommend Cushy Dreams. They have different indica sativa blends like Hustle, Create, Relax, Dream, Peace, Energy. So if you want to be a little bit more energized, a little bit more relaxed before bed, they have a strain for that. It's all grown here in the USA. Legal ships to all of the states. And I just personally really like it because you can enjoy all the health benefits of CBD without getting a little too high, or you don't get high at all. And that's great because munchies are a problem. So go to cushydreams.com and at the checkout, use promo code CMP to get 20% off your entire order plus free shipping. I really love their products. It's all super quality and the packaging is great. It's all just pretty super. All right, guys. It's the man of the hour, the moment you've been waiting for. Now, I'm really gonna like gas this guest up, and then he'll feel awkward. I'm so excited. We have been like hovering around each other's orbit for a few months now. Maybe you've seen him on, I don't know, Friday Night Tights, which I frequent sometimes. Maybe you know him as the heartthrob from Geeks and Gamers. Maybe you know him from his YouTube channel and his cultural and nerd critiques. Welcome to the show, Truck 3PO.
Cultural and nerd critiques.
Is that a bad?
No, that's a first.
I would call them cultural and nerd critiques because you're critiquing nerd culture and just regular culture.
It's all like intertwining now.
I can redo the intro if you want.
No. No. I was waiting for like the finish. So I was sipping something to drink. He caught me with my Christmas cup out.
Wow, that's a little early for a Christmas cup.
Yeah, I know. It's how it is over here.
Do you get into the seasons? Are you a person who really gets into holidays?
Well, our seasons here in Orlando kind of swing with like the theme parks with like Disney World. So they do Halloween from September to October. And then they do like Christmas from November to December. So
that's
like,
how everybody else does it. That's normal.
It's like Thanksgiving, just kind of go shopping. Just go shopping. That's all.
Wow. So you live in Orlando, and so you're at the mercy of Papa Disney. I didn't realize.
Well, that's my job at Geeks and Gamers, is to go to the theme parks.
How often do you go?
3-4 times a week.
What? Yeah. I didn't know it was that much. Oh my God. How do you do it? I think you may have heard me shitting on people who go.
Yeah, I know. I tagged you on Twitter. I was like,
you have to do this for your job. Like, you're not willingly, let me go. Let me spend every birthday, every year, go to these people are mentally ill. Like adults who thoroughly enjoy Disney World, Disneyland, they're
How do you
avoiding
figure
something.
that?
I
How
think
do you
they're running
figure?
from something in their lives. I
Why?
really think they're mentally, emotionally stunted.
Why?
Because it's the land of make believe. It's like you can totally check out. It's not just, of course, with every vacation you can check out of your real
Yeah.
life, but Disney World is like you can dress up like goofy every day for a week if you want, and you're not gonna. I think it's. I'm
It's because
judging
you've
these people a lot.
never gone with me.
Eh, do you
See,
dress
look,
up?
someone in the chat even says I'm an excellent tour guide. It's
Do
a
you
whole
wear
different experience.
do you wear costumes?
It's not. I don't wear costumes. Um,
I'm
but I
definitely not
like
the only
going.
one to feel this way about adults. I you know what it is? I see these women who they get engaged and they
Okay,
take
so
their
those
fucking
all right.
engagement photos at
Yeah, yeah,
Disneyland and they have their fucking coordinating
yeah.
shirts that they make their fiance wear and you can tell the fiance wants no part of it. Like no man ever wants to wear a matching
That's
anything
true.
to you ever. That no coordinated, no even a group costume, I think is pushing it. Like that, a guy will tolerate that if he's trying to get into your pants actively. But like once you guys are a man and a woman are in a relationship, like there's most men want no part of it. I saw a whole flannel family apple picking a couple weeks ago when I went with Frank and his son, and it was like you could just look at the man's face and he had a look of like terror and he's just this whole I said, "Hey, plaid family," and the guy was like each and every one of them, it was like three kids, mom and dad, and they're like young, they're like younger than me, and they're just in this like black and red plaid like a prison costume.
So you're looking at the extreme level. Then you got to come down a notch
Okay.
and enjoy it for what it is. Where if you don't like roller coasters, then probably not. If you don't like thrill rides, if you don't like the specialty foods, if you don't like visiting some of your favorite movies on a live set, stuff like that, it's then yeah.
Specialty foods, you mean like cheese fries? What
No, they
specialty
don't have
foods
it's completely different.
what specialty foods are happening at Disney World? Like
I mean,
$10 sodas?
you can go to the Beauty and the Beast castle and get something really really expensive like steak and like sit down and then they'll come serve you and it's like living in a movie.
Is Belle there with her tits out? Like, what is making this worth the price? You can have a nice steak, not
You
anywhere, but you can
can.
have a nice steak at a lot of places. You don't have to. It's just for how much money it is to go to Disney World or Disneyland. It's just not worth it. And it's like for someone to choose to go there year after year, there's something wrong with you. Like
Three times a week.
you're avoiding some. No, you get a pass because it's your job. I'm talking
Yeah.
about regular people who just love Disney World because they're avoiding something in their life.
There is a few that yeah no see you're talking about the extremers man like we make fun of those on our channel.
You know the people I'm talking about,
Of
and you just look
course
at
I
them.
turn on the live stream I walk
Yeah,
around Disney and I'm like uh look at these people like I know what they're trying to be influencers. The thing is like if they dress a certain way and they get the right picture on Instagram Disney will send them Disney it's a business. Disney will send them clothes to wear and then they wake up at the crack of dawn to get to Disney World when it opens so they can just be alone in front of the castle and get pictures of this fit. And
this is so. What you're
if it
describing
turns
is
out
so
what?
sad to me. Like you're waking up at what 6 in the morning
Not
to get
me.
to
I
a
usually get there around
castle.
3 p.m. So, but
No,
yeah.
you're fine. Again, you get a pass. This is part of your
But
employment.
I enjoy Universal Studios. It's different than Disney. It's like all Harry Potter stuff. And they have like these thrill rides and stuff. It's a little different. There's more to do in Orlando than Disney. That's the problem. People just think Disney World. Like there's like tons of theme parks. Sea World, there's Busch Gardens, there's Legoland. They're all right. You could throw a rock and bounce them off each one. So
That's true. There is a lot to do in Orlando, like get attacked by an alligator. No, a crocodile. Fuck, there's a difference.
that's just a rumor.
It's a rumor? Really? Why do I keep seeing kids on the news getting their legs bit off?
Never heard that. There's only it only happened one time years ago, and ever since then, I
All right,
have
maybe
alligator.
that's
Listen, when you
it's
live in
still in the
Orlando,
forefront of my mind.
when you live in Central Florida, we have alligators. I have alligators in my backyard. They're like squirrels. You just kind of shoo them away and they just go. I
Imagine if they
got photos
really
of me like literally walking past alligators like on my morning walk. I got pictures. It's just you just shoo them.
imagine if they really were like squirrels and they would like climb up to like the bird feeder and be like
They
eating
are
the
like
nuts.
squirrel. They go under your car. You kick the tire and they just kind of take off. So
That's scary. That's very
it's
scary to
not they.
me.
You can't find a report of them attacking anyone. So because they don't, they're scared. Alligators are scared.
But
They're not
aren't they?
They're not gators. They're not like crocodiles are different. They're alligators. So they're like they're
They eat dogs. They eat kids.
all right.
They're
Every now and
wild
then we see a
animals.
sign up in the neighborhood saying, "Have you seen Fluffy? She's missing." And we all know Fluffy got a little too
Yeah,
close to the lake,
we all know where
and
she's at.
you
Yeah.
know, and poor Aunt B over there is missing Fluffy, but it gives us a good laugh.
It's a we're having a good Florida time. We chuckle
Exactly.
at the lost dog signs.
It
Yeah.
ain't Central Florida if you know Spot or Fluffy got eaten by an alligator.
And you're born and raised Orlando?
Born in Washington D.C. and
Oh,
moved
wow.
to Florida to go to college. I moved to Miami.
Who is born in Washington D.C.? Like other than like illegitimate politicians' babies. Like I can't imagine. I just have never met anyone who's born in Washington D.C. unless you were born of illegitimate politician.
I was. This is Georgetown Hospital, the Alexandria Hospital, all of
Okay.
them right there. So.
All right. Cool.
You know
How
who
did?
else was born in Washington D.C.? Dave Chappelle.
Okay. Interesting. Did you watch his latest special?
I only saw clips. I don't have Netflix because I canceled it because of cuties.
Yeah, as you should have.
I was
Yeah.
one of those. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm just gonna. So, but there's enough clips online to see why everybody was mad,
Yeah.
or the right people were mad. Put it that way.
At
So,
Cuties or the Dave Chappelle
no, Dave
special? Okay.
Chappelle. Oh
Yeah.
man, God, cuties was like, dear God.
I can't believe it. Yeah, I can't believe
Yeah.
it's still up. It's still a thing. It
So
makes me so mad.
that was my personal protest. You know, I'm not gonna storm out with the Netflix folk now, with the community, and get Dave Chappelle taken down.
Yeah, I don't know if it went so well. I think a couple of the trans employees got fired. They tried to stage a walkout. I don't know if that ended up happening, but I don't know. It's
What
and
a crazy world.
did you watch Gary on Tim Pool the other
Yeah.
day? Yeah, I think I have the same point of view as he did on that. Like not all of his special was like joke after joke after joke, like some of his other specials have been. A lot of it was just stream of consciousness thinking and just common sense stuff like that we're all thinking.
I mean,
And everyone's like, "Woo, you're a black comedian. We're gonna applaud you." Whereas, like, if a white person said it, you'd be like, "Oh."
as a comedian, do they not remember like Richard Pryor
No, people have
or
very
even
short memories.
early Eddie Murphy, like Eddie Murphy Raw? Like they didn't hold back,
Yeah, no,
you know?
social media has ruined everyone's attention span, and nobody thinks back to that. Because I mean, of course, the comedy nerds, the comedy lovers remember all that, and you don't have to tell those people that it's a joke. But the average person is just like uh, on TikTok and buying shit off Amazon and just going to work every day and not really thinking about it much.
It's a
So
weird time.
yeah, it is a weird time. And
It's a
you
weird time to
lost
be a comedian.
it sure
That's
I
for
mean,
sure.
it never feels like a good time to be a comedian.
Really?
Not once in 11 years of doing stand up has it felt like a great time to be a comedian. Like it's always it's not an easy career path. There's
I
no
don't. I would assume not. I've been to some shows where a guy just, dropped a huge goose egg. I can only imagine what that feels like. No, I can't imagine what that feels like. But you start to after like 10 minutes in, you're like, dang, somebody rescue this poor soul. you
Well, that's the
know?
thing is like you need a few of those sets to know what works and what doesn't work. And sometimes it's not even necessarily your material, it's your delivery. It's like your energy on stage. Like people can just feel if you're not comfortable. So a lot of times it doesn't
So you
matter what
had a
you're saying.
bomb. You've had a bomb
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah. Like when I was really new, sure. But now I'm at the point where like a joke will bomb. Like my whole set is not going to bomb because I've been testing these jokes for like years. And
But don't you have to fill out the different areas?
what do you mean?
Like to make a joke in Alabama would be different to make a joke in New York?
Yes and no. There's a lot of people who could not cut it in other basically outside of LA or New York, because so much of their set is like subways and hooking up
Mm.
and Tinder, you know. Um, but you'd be surprised too how much most people like kind of laugh at a lot of the same stuff. And I think the
Oh,
most important thing to know about the area you're in is like kind of where they fall politically generally, how well off the neighborhood is that they're in, like knowing what neighborhoods are less well off and better well off, so that helps with like crowd work. And of course, like listening, and you can tell by the host of the feature, like listening to like maybe where they are politically, and you can also discover that just in your own set. But enough
I
about
mean,
me.
well, I was in New York not too long ago.
Yeah, yeah, you
I
were like, so you had a fan of
text you.
Fox
I was like,
News?
"Hey, come say hi," and you're like, "Well, I'm over here." I was like, "Oh, is that far?"
Um,
No, I
yeah, I
had
mean,
no
it's
idea.
just like 45 minutes on the train or an hour or whatever. It's no big deal.
I
So
loved it.
you went to New York, and was it worse than you thought it was gonna be? Better than you thought it was gonna be?
So from Florida, where we've been free for like over a year, and there was horror stories being echoed, like you got to show papers everywhere, you got to do this, you got to do that, and so and when we got there, it was really not like we went into a lot of stores, and they didn't even
The
they
stores
just
don't
had
care.
mask are optional. Yeah, it's like they had the proper signs that they had to have up, but the guy out front was like, just come in, just come
The
in. Like,
shopping stores don't care. It's, I think, nice restaurants. So
yeah,
luckily
I don't go to nice
I
restaurants. I go
don't
to
go to nice
pizza dumps
restaurants.
and
Yeah.
noodle places, and they were
Yeah.
just like
Delis, yeah. Oh yeah. So
so there
it's
was.
only bad if you're somebody who likes to, go to Broadway shows, or unfortunately comedy shows, and like nice restaurants. Like if you're going for a
Oh,
night
that's
out.
weird.
Yeah. So I don't, well, that was my whole thing. I'm not going to perform somewhere that mandates the
Yeah,
vaccine. So,
it's
so
weird.
I'm out from
We went
that.
to one place, like it was interesting. We went to one place for breakfast. I had 8 people with me. And right at the front, I don't know if he was I'm assuming it was the manager, was like, I need everyone to show. And I just was like, because I didn't want to embarrass anyone or put anyone on the spot. So I was just like, oh no, thank you. We'll go somewhere else. The guy was like, can you just come in and sit down?
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So like that's desperation there. These businesses are
Yeah.
not
Well, we were
doing
the
great.
only ones in there for breakfast the whole time. So it's like
Yeah.
maybe we should have went somewhere else, but
Yeah.
it was
They're
not. I
not.
loved it. I was up till like 4 a.m. all night, like at the Krispy Kreme donut in Times Square. I was in a music video.
You were at
I
Krispy
was in a
Kreme till 4 in the
protest.
morning?
They were shooting a video, and like some guy was on a megaphone, like, "Hey, you want to be in it?" Like, and I was like, "Yeah." They just walked up and like, "Put your phone away," and then we all just jumped around, and then that was it. And I
That
was like, "I
sounds
was in a
fun.
music video." I don't even know who the artist was,
That's
but I
great.
was there.
There is still some of that like lingering like New York City magic, but a lot of it has been sucked out and a lot of people have moved away. But I hope the city can recover, but they got to drop these mandates. There's just, I think they
But it
want,
is weird, like coming from
yeah,
Florida, where the only place they want you to wear a mask is at Disney, of all places,
where you're
which makes.
outside.
Well, as if you go inside, anything inside, they want you to put the mask on. So
Wow.
it's like we've been spending our time at other theme parks for the channel because it's like it's stupid. It's so stupid.
It is.
We're all like huddled up in a bunch, and then as soon as we get inside, they're like, "All right, everybody, hey, a magical day. Put your mask on."
What is your process like for reviewing a theme park?
Usually they have something new that comes out like every other week. So it's just finding out where it is, what people want to hear. As far as either a new restaurant opening, a new food item, or a new ride, or they switch times. So it's been an interesting journey because when the theme parks they opened gosh, I want to say May of last year, like late May, when the rest of the country was still stuck in their house.
Yeah, they
I'm
were
like
like,
walking through Universal, and all these places, and people are like wanting me to die. It's so crazy. was like the most like I was like that was the most harassed I've ever been online. They're
Harassed
like,
for what?
"Why are
Not
you
wearing a
there?
mask?
Don't you know we're in a pandemic? You're gonna
Oh, you were
die.
harassed
You're
for
gonna
being
spread."
there. Like it wasn't even. Yeah, masks may have not been an obsession yet
They were
last May.
the mask stuff was funny because they didn't know what mask to wear. They were like, "You can wear a bandana or a silk scarf or a helmet or whatever," but it was like, but we were there on opening day. It was like us and like 5 other people, like for the whole park. It was like so
Damn.
empty. And like
Wow.
the workers were like, can you come over here? Because we have no one to talk to.
Oh,
Well, we would post pictures and like, well, the parks are open to nobody. And then it was just hate, death threat, hate, hate. I'm like, dang,
just
these
for
theme
being
park
out.
people.
Like giving you shit. They give the park shit. They're the ones that are open. Don't hate the people that are
Well,
spending
the
money
whole
there.
Florida opened,
People
our
are
whole
mad at
so the theme
Florida.
parks were kind of the last ones to open, and it was really actually it was a great summer because it was so empty.
Oh yeah. I had a great summer too. We just went to like 3 water parks and like none of them like I think they were all like in
You went to a
PA.
water park? It's the same
No,
thing.
it's not. It's people are not obsessed with a theme. It's just like it's well, okay, one of them is like the Great Wolf Lodge, but not every like just they give out like little wolfy ears, but not everyone's, you don't have like people obsessed with Great Wolf Lodge like you do Disney.
Like I
And you can
said, we have SeaWorld.
yeah,
You can go
yeah.
protest
That's
Shamu.
true. That's true. Okay, so you'll go for the thing. Do you get any kind of a special pass because you're there so frequently?
Yeah.
They all know
And I
you.
got a lot of friends there. So they kind of like, you want to stay in the hotel we just opened? Here's a ticket. Like, you want this? Here's a ticket.
So there's
Kind of
perks.
neat.
Do you get freebies?
Some, yeah. Yeah, sometimes friends would visit and I would ask them, like, you got any spare tickets? And some days they'd say yes, some days they'd say no.
All right. All right. That
So
sounds pretty cool.
whatever's of it, whatever's available. Yeah, it makes me look like a hero. It's like, hey
Well,
Jay, nice to see you. I can't afford to go. I got you, buddy. I'll pay for
that's
it,
true.
sort of.
That is nice. Yeah. It's like you owe me a $10 ice pop when we get there.
Yeah, exactly. Just buy my dinner. Hey,
Yeah.
buddy, you got a free ticket for me? Yeah, pick it up at Will Call. All right, no problem. I got your ticket, man. Just buy me dinner. See how it works.
The
That's how I
the
treat my
part of
friends.
Disney World that I enjoyed the most was Epcot Center when we finally got to Mexico and I was like desperate for a margarita and that was like I think at the time I went years ago and it was kind of the only place to get a drink was Epcot Center and I was like here we go Mexico. It was so good. One of the best margaritas I've ever had. Maybe it's because like I was
That's why
just
you
so
got to go to
desperate.
Universal, man. There's alcohol flowing everywhere.
Okay. I
Yeah,
think I did go. This
it's
was
a
like
total different experience.
it was years ago. I don't know. I kind of enjoy like the Simpsons part of it and like drinking like Duff beer. I was like, this
Yeah.
is fun. I guess a lot
See,
of
you got to there's a little bit there.
these
See,
tiny, but that's
but
just because it's
it's
steeped in my childhood. Like I watched all the things like
yeah.
Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. Like that was my jam. But I would never. If
You
I'm
never
gonna,
dress up as one.
well, I do like to
Oh,
dress
yeah,
up.
it's
I
coming
do
out.
like to dress up, but I don't want to go to Disney World. You know what I mean? Like I'd so
I hear
much
you. I
rather
hear you.
take a real vacation with like a beach and like that place is exhausting. And also there's just again a lot of mentally ill people there.
Try
I
going
want to
3
talk
days a week. You see a
uh,
lot of things.
what's the craziest thing you saw
People peeing in the line.
to
Um,
go on the rides or
like
to come
they've
in?
been waiting in line too long and they don't hold it, or their kid can't hold it, so they just let them pee.
Ugh.
Uh, and see, that's the thing. Like when I turn on the live stream of the park, I have this game we play, like yay or nay, where it's like, should they wear that at a theme park? There's a lot of nays because people just like,
You
I
probably
don't
see a
know, they
ton of
wake up.
ass cheeks. Like every time I go to even a Six Flags, it's just ass cheeks galore.
It's just like, yeah, that spandex wasn't meant for you.
What do you think
So
is the best outfit to wear to a theme park?
shorts and a t-shirt.
That's it? You're not gonna
Just keep
recommend,
it
like, a
simple, man.
certain
Like,
okay,
keep it simple.
in a
I mean,
comfortable
you got
walking
like you
shoe.
said, you have the designer outfits. You have people just need to keep it simple. They're
Alright,
wearing
but
like spandex, like full body spandex
you're gonna
because
sweat.
they're gonna be hot.
Oh, for sure.
and never wear white ever, ever, ever. Every girl likes to wear white shirts. And in Florida, it rains every day.
Why do you
So there's
think that
nothing but
is?
nipples like around 4 o'clock. That's all there is. So it's like, dang, see
4
through
o'clock, it's
everything.
nipple time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I have to turn off the camera. So
I don't know. I
yeah.
think that women grown ass women know what the possibilities of the day will be when they wear
They
a white
don't,
shirt.
not
They
there.
do. They do know. They know. They know, "Oh, it might rain." Ah, I mean, like, okay, it's summer. People wear white because it's hot, right? They're not gonna wear, like, head to toe black. I get that. But women are not stupid. Like, if you wear a white shirt, you know exactly what kind of bra you're wearing, if your nipples are gonna show or not, depending on temperature. You also know if it rains, what might be shown to
That's
people.
good
I
to
don't know.
know.
Yeah, women know.
Now I can
Anytime
judge them even more.
anytime you see, like, you see a chick and you're like, "Oh my god, does she know that she has side?" Yes, she knows
They
that she
know.
has side
Okay.
boob. She knows her ass is hanging out. I don't know, unless they're retarded or something, which in that case, they shouldn't be in
You
booty
just said a lot of
shorts.
them go to Disney World.
Yeah. We're there.
So there you go.
Oh my gosh, from Uber Geek for 5. Your job at Geeks and Gamers is to lose to Mario Kart and make Jeremy look good.
Mario Kart, yeah. Yeah, that's one of my jobs. So
What is your Yeah, I guess so you go to theme parks, you play Mario
yes,
Kart.
that's about it.
It's a sweet life, I think. What happened to your Twitter account? You had this huge Twitter account.
I
I was
know.
trying to tag you on some things and I was like, "Oh, it's just gone. What happened?"
Um, my friendship with Gina Carano probably would have. We would make jokes back and forth, and like there's this Careless Whisper theme. The Careless Whisper saxophone. I'd always put her picture up and put
Mhm.
that sexy saxophone, and I would just be staring at it from the side. It was just kind of like a joke we started a year ago. And then Twitter finally, they found one back like 8 months ago. They said, "Hey, this violates our rules." I was like, "This is 8 months ago," and they wouldn't let me just delete it. They just said, "We got you, Jay. We got you." Psh,
This is literally just over posting a photo of Gina Carano with
with
music.
that music. They said the music violates Twitter, and it's like 6 seconds long. Yeah,
Damn. How
I
did
had everyone
that
look at it too. I
seem
was like,
I mean, I know
"Here's."
Twitter's insane and they censor too much and we all know what views they don't approve of. But that seems a little extreme.
That's what I thought.
Do
I
you think this
filed all the
was
appeals. I had people look at it, and everyone, even an attorney, was just like, "That's." I mean, it's like it's their right, but man, is that pushing the like? That's like they really found like the two words from their terms of service to finally cut you off.
so did you think
So,
that you had a target on your back or was it the fact that you mentioned Gina Carano or that she was involved?
um, I it might. Who knows? There's a lot of people that just hate me.
How? You're
Be,
so likable. I feel like Jerry
because of
Seinfeld's mom. How could anybody hate him?
because of Jeremy and Ryan, because I'm friends with them, and so like that was a big thing. And honestly, like the whole stuff with Gina that happened when she got fired, and we were defending them and all the trolls from Twitter, and we were just going at them pretty hard for like a few months. Probably I I found something, like these employees from Lucasfilm. I found all their tweets where they were like lying about. These were people that I used to look up to at Lucasfilm, where they were
Who?
lying
Where
about her,
what were
where they
their
were
positions?
I mean, yeah, they just were like, these were like high people in the company, and they were saying the most horrible things about this woman. Just lying, like just straight up lying, calling her that N-word, that I don't know, we're not allowed to say on YouTube, the German, like from World War II.
A narc?
Yahtzees. We're not allowed to say that
Oh,
word.
we
Yeah.
can say Nazi. I
I
mean, I
don't
guess
think
I'm gonna find out. I
maybe
don't
we'll
know.
find out. Yeah, they were calling her that. And these are Lucasfilm high profile.
Wow.
So
You'd think they'd
I
be
put a
above that.
video together and I like tagged them all. And I was like, you guys are just turds of the earth for like you're just lying about her. Like and it was that moment, a lot of stuff. was getting flagged. My shirt store, like this, I had this on a shirt store. It was taken down not by one, but by two shirt companies. And I'm like,
that exact design that you're wearing right now.
yeah,
That was
it's like, how
taken
did they
down.
copyright this? And so it was like that got taken down, and it was crazy. It was
Wow.
crazy. I just couldn't believe it. Like, I'm like, I say this a lot, and I don't mean this in a negative way on me personally, but it's like I'm like a nobody from nowhere that just, and you did a public tweet, which they deleted every single one of them after they got called out.
Well, how many
And
followers did you have at this time? Like over 20K?
about 20,000,
Well,
yeah.
that was a big motive of definitely Twitter during I mean, there's
Yeah.
been several purges over the last, couple years, but that was one of their sticking points. Like, well, we can't take out I mean, they did take out Trump, but they can't take out like somebody with like 1 million followers because that's way too noticeable. They can't take out like a Bongino or a Poso or
Mm.
Cerno. They can take out the smaller guys. They can take out people with like 20, 30, 50K. So I think maybe you just got swept up in that. Although everything you're saying,
That's possible.
nothing
Like,
sounds all that bad.
I mean, I don't have hard evidence, but it was all it all just happened around the same time. It was, it was crazy.
Did you come to be friends with Gina, in the midst of your sticking up with her, of sticking up for her, or did it happen before all
Yeah,
of
I
that?
just she was you know how she is. She expresses her opinion on social media, and like the cancel mob came after her. This was while she was still working on The Mandalorian. And
When was all this? Like, when did this,
mm, when I became friends with her,
yeah, I'm trying to
like
think when
early
exactly
last
she
year,
was canceled, like when she
she
got fired.
started getting it the first time the trans Twitter community came after her saying put pronouns in your bio,
From the
and she
beep
put
boop
beep
thing.
bop boop,
Yeah.
and they just were like, she's done. And so they
Wow.
just were like, they did this whole cancel fire her. And so me and others, like Ryan and we were just defending her with what we had, Twitter and YouTube. And Gina stood her ground, and she saw that. She noticed that, and she reached out to me on Twitter, and I was just like, what? And so she was just
What?
like, yeah.
Little old
Again, it's
me?
like, who am I? Like, who am I? And so she just said thank you, and then it settled down, but then it kicked back up, and then it settled down, and then out of the clear blue sky for no apparent reason, she just sent me a message on Twitter saying, "Hey, I'd love to talk about the Mandalorian on your channel," for
Wow.
no reason, and I was just like,
Did you shit your pants? You must have.
"Well, what happened?" It was crazy because I had a huge live stream planned that night with Jeremy and Star Wars Theory, and that was the first time those two were gonna talk, like, because they had been fighting. So I was gonna be it was like a big Star Wars geek fight. So I was like that. So she texted me, and I was like, I was at the gym, and and I messaged her back. I was like, when do you want to do this? She goes, well, I can only do this around like 10 minutes, like in 10 minutes. And I'm
She
like,
could do it in 10 minutes?
she was ready for me she's like, are you ready to do this now? And like, I'm not gonna say no.
Right.
So I was
Did you
like,
send her a picture
15
of you at the
minutes, we'll
gym?
be
You're like, "I'm
ready.
at the gym, Gina."
Man, I flew home, didn't shower. You could see like my hair, my face. I literally just threw on a hoodie when I got there, and I didn't eat. And so we talked for like 5 hours.
What?
And yeah, it was really cool. And so
Wow.
I just took little cuts of that and put it on the video. And so, but we spoke and it was really awesome. We spoke for a long time. Then I had this big live stream to do. I haven't eaten all day. I run into the cabinet and grab some bread, and I ball it up to like balls and just eat
Isn't
it.
that great? Like, you eat the craziest shit when you're live streaming for, like, hours and hours at a
I
time, and
know.
then it doesn't hit you till you're starving, and you're
I
like, "Oh,
know.
I'm gonna eat." Like, you
But
look around you, you're like, "Can I eat this paper?"
I thought that was the end of it. I was like, thank you, and it was cool. And then they let her go, and that
Wow.
just spiked it all up over again. And And then she messaged me. She's like, "Hey, why don't you come out to Vegas? Let's meet. Let's hang out." I was
Cool.
like, so from there, we just been really close since then.
Wow, that's
We talk a
great.
lot. Yeah, she's
Y-
great, and she's the thing is, she's so happy right now. Like I haven't seen her
Yeah,
this happy in a long time. So I'm very.
I've been seeing the posts from the shoot because my buddy Tyler Fisher is on that with her right now.
Oh
The one
yeah,
they're doing out in Montana, and like,
yeah.
he plays this like homeless looking mountain man. It's like right up his alley. Like this is the role I think he was born to play because he
That's
just grows a
awesome.
beard and he's this person. And I think they all went to like a fight. Like I don't know if it was MMA or something. Like it was something in his stories, and like Gina was like right next to him. I was like, oh my god! I was like, I just feel like, I mean, I've never met Gina. We've chatted a little bit, but it's just so exciting to see these people together and see them getting work because not too long ago, like I was talking to Tyler and he was just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like white guys are not getting booked for anything because he's a comedian, but very much also an actor. And it just makes me so happy to see these people doing
It
well.
is.
Yeah.
It is. And doing what they want to do. And like that's like the whole that's like this is what this represents. It's like get out there and live your dream and be happy and stop putting up with the crap that's trying to hold you back from that, you know?
Absolutely, and
Um
I feel like with comedy too, it's like the message is not getting through to enough comics, like, you can do what you wanna do, and I think a lot of people think there's just this one path. They only see a way for themselves, like, "Well, if I kiss Hollywood's ass or I kiss the asses of the right people who work for Comedy Central or Fallon or Colbert, like, that's the only way," or certain people who, like, book certain festivals, that's all they know, and it's and a lot of these people fucking suck and they they like cancel people and they ban people for like very petty personal reasons, like someone dated someone that they liked. It's just
yeah.
we're human beings, so and whatever. It's just like the people who get into positions of power with comedy often are people with like a chip on their shoulder, or it's like this certain type of woman who like gets no attention from guys, but until she's a comedy booker, and then she has every guy like licking her butthole, to get spots. So, you're in this for like 11 years, and you start seeing like, that this can't be the only way. And so,
I'm just like, how far do we start? I mean, you keep canceling till there's nothing left. You know,
well, they're
it's
not.
like, what do you guys want? You want us all to wear like a one shade of gray, paint everything like one color, and just laugh at your stupid jokes of your
I don't think they
wokeness
see
and
it that
all.
way. I think they just see it in terms of like winning and not winning. Is their side winning or losing? If they're losing, they rev up the tactics until they feel like they're winning again, and they
Well,
don't
that's the
care.
problem with Disney and so many others is that hashtags have become their currency in their bar. So with Twitter and everything else, if they see like whatever's trending, they're like, "What the heck is going on?" Well, fire Gina Carano was trending, or whatever. Cancel so and so is trending. Then it's like, "Oh, that's damaged goods. Let's just." But in actuality, we don't even know if it's like one guy that has 10,000 accounts that
Oh
he's got some
yeah.
kind of computer program to just type out one thing and get it out there. And it's just I don't know why they judge by Twitter and social media and hashtags and stuff like that. It's like that's their gauge.
And it's
You
not even
know,
real. I
that's the
know that
thing
yeah, I
exactly.
know that over my Twitter career, like I've had some things that could have been trending, just sheer numbers. But you look at
Well,
a
your
lot.
tweet about not performing in California went pretty
Yeah, yeah,
big.
and so they're of course gonna block. It's the algorithms are such that the messages they don't want out are not gonna get through.
Did you
And
get a lot of hate on that too?
yeah, and it was interesting. Like it's the hate that you get is so uncreative and boring. It's
Exactly. I
like
was
who
just talking
are
about that
you? It's like
today.
who are you? And it's like, oh, okay, that's yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a household name. Like I'm the first person to like let people know that. But it's like that same person, the only household name they know is like Amy Schumer and Dave Chappelle. So it's like you're not a comedy person. Like I don't give a fuck about your opinion. Like you're not.
The
Like your
Twitter
opinion
hate's
doesn't
getting
matter.
so lame. Like it used to be so creative like 3 years ago. Now they're
It's
just like,
it's still creative. I think you just have to like really watch who you're following and
well,
don't
at
be
least the
afraid
hate
to
on me is not as creative as it used to be. They just say, "You're ugly.
aw.
Your channel's crap. Like you make me sick when I see you." I'm like, can you give me something more? Like
You want
that's
something like deeply personal?
maybe not personal, but just be creative. Like maybe rhyme a little bit, that'd be fun. Maybe hit me with a little fact and just saying, "You're wrong and stupid, and you got nice teeth." So I mean something like that.
Okay.
It's just really, be creative.
They're a little too lazy. Yeah.
Exactly. They're just lazy and but it is what it is.
From your point of view, do you feel like comedy has died in through everything that you've been observing? I mean, you're not like I mean, I would say you're comedy adjacent. I mean, you are a movie and pop culture critic. So,
Um as the months go by, it's so sad how much I'm checking out of like Hollywood and what they find funny, what they find adventurous, what they find good, I guess. So it's like the more and more like you watch a movie, it's just like it's 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 just boring. So yeah, I don't remember the last time I saw a movie or a show that just had me, laughing in tears. On YouTube is a different story. Like you could watch stuff that goes on YouTube and find it hilarious. And I think that's the reason why YouTubers and things like that are starting to soar. People are making a career out of YouTube. People are making a career out of podcasting now because more people are like getting checked out of what. Like I said, I don't have Netflix. I don't even have Disney Plus. I canceled Disney Plus when the whole Gina thing. So I haven't even kept up with like Star Wars or Marvel stuff. But I saw Black Widow, and you're just like, man, that was sad. I saw Venom, and you're just like, that was okay. It just I fell asleep in the theater, and Ryan took my picture to
oh,
say this is how exciting this movie was. But it's you think about movies like Tropic Thunder. That
oh
one that
my
was one of the movies that
gosh,
just had
it's
me
so
like
good.
dying from start to finish. Like,
Mhm.
will they make that anymore? Could they? Could they
Now
make something like
Hollywood,
that?
like maybe a Daily Wire would if they end up going that way. Hollywood is just they have polished down all their edges to the point where they're just soft and formless. I don't know.
So yeah, so it's like it's not. Yeah, yeah. You have to go back and watch things like that to even like giggle.
I think if the
And then if you
values
laugh at it out loud, then you're the problem.
right,
You're
and
like,
you think, "Oh, is losing money enough of a motivation?" Maybe it's not. It seems that the primary motivation is who are we catering to? What groups, what victim groups are we trying to, like, m make them look like they're strong, rather than quality or storyline or right, trying to write, funny lines,
I
but
mean, I think now we look at pop culture and it's like it's more of a tragedy than it is a comedy.
when did you first start to notice, like, the destruction of, like, pop culture
I
characters?
I think for each person, it's something that they really enjoy. Mine was, of course, Star Wars. This last sequel trilogy was just like, golly, like it just was terrible. And then if you that's how I met Jeremy and Ryan. That's how I met like all these people that you now associate with was through The Last Jedi. That's why my name is Drunk 3PO. It started as a joke. I
Who
had a
came up
small
with that
little
name?
yeah, I had a small little podcast with some people, and we all just made stupid names because we thought Star Wars was getting really stupid. So it wasn't anything. It started as a joke. I didn't expect it to be taking me this far.
What
Like I
year
didn't
did you start? So what year did you start making videos?
20 gosh, been 3 years now. So
Okay.
3 years, 2019. Yeah, and it was just a bunch of friends, we did something like this in front of like 10 people. And it was just like that was fun for me. I was a school teacher, so it was like that was fun.
Not
And
anymore?
I teach online now.
Okay. What did you teach before?
Before I taught fifth grade, so I taught every subject. Now I
All the
just teach
things.
English.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, my sister's a teacher. I worked one of my day jobs a million years ago was working in admissions for an all boys K through 12 school on the Upper East
Mm.
Side. So it's an interesting world, like the teacher world, and I feel like it's so opposite the comedy world, which is just like kind of full of like
Well, you also you
drinking,
learn a lot from like the young people who have also checked out of going to movies. They'd rather watch TikTok,
which is nothing. I mean, that's
which is
like
they could scroll for hours until they find something, they watch it, they laugh, then they go to the next one, and they just scroll, scroll, scroll. So like that's become their entertainment, is these, 30-second clips of somebody falling, or something like that, or eating something they shouldn't have eaten. But that's just where when I was in the class, that's all they did. It's like, you want to see a movie, like, they didn't care. They don't want to spend the money. They don't want to
they're just over it.
take the time.
Did you see this, Jay? Teenagers developing nervous tics from watching Tourette's syndrome on TikTok.
What
Do-
the freak?
Doctors from multiple countries have reported a surge in cases of. I read about this the other day. Uh,
What?
Doctors from multiple countries have reported a surge in cases of young girls exhibiting nervous tics after watching large amounts of TikTok videos featuring people with Tourette's syndrome. Experts claim doctors. I already said that. After months of study and consultation, specialists found most of their patients were avid users of the social media platform, particularly videos featuring people with syndrome. I didn't know this was a whole niche. Tourette's is a genetic nervous system disorder and can cause repetitive, involuntary movements or sounds, and usually emerges in childhood. What a dumb thing to emulate. Some doctors are reporting seeing 10 times the amount of patients suffering with tics since before the pandemic. Really putting the
Wow.
tick in TikTok, I guess. I don't know if this was the intention. Look at this. Hold on. Dr. Kristen Muellerval says she had seen a major rise in young adult girls coming to see her at her practice in Germany, displaying such tics. Having studied Tourette's for 25 years, the doctor said they usually have unique tics, but these patients all had the same tic, she told the Jerusalem Post. She later learned that they had the same tics as a young German YouTuber who vlogs about the disorder. Many of those developing the tics have previously been diagnosed with anxiety and depression, which we know all of those are way up. Wow, one popular British TikToker often blurts out the word beans during videos. What the fuck? We're fucked.
Beans.
Beans. I have to know, what the hell? Did they say the name of this person? German YouTuber. If anybody knows the German YouTuber, if anybody in the chat knows any Tourette's TikTokers, throw their name up because
That's
this is
crazy.
so new to me. Beans. Carolyn Olvera, a movement disorders fellow at Rush University Medical Center in Chicago, told the journal many of her patients have that same beans tick, speaking in a British accent, even if they don't know English. Beans. How stupid. Experts note such patients don't have Tourette's, but a functional movement disorder. Many of the children who have developed tics have previously had anxiety, depression. Dr. Gilbert said physical symptoms of psychological stress often manifest in ways familiar to the person, including non-epileptic seizures if a family member has epilepsy. That sounds almost like empathetic or sympathetic, like a physiological. That's crazy. It's like a way to kind of bond with someone who has issues. But shit.
We have
Uh,
like the TikTokers in Orlando are really, they keep getting kicked out of like theme parks and stuff like that, because they go and they do stupid stuff, like try to hop off a ride, try to drink the water from Pirates of the Caribbean. Um,
ew.
yeah, stuff like that. They're
Yeah,
just kind of like
matey.
just trying to get whatever they're trying to do is like trying to one up.
Isn't
I
that
don't
so
know,
sad?
like
Like, I just hate that you could, and I sometimes feel this way too, like, if these were gone, like, what would you have to look forward to in your life? And I feel like for so many
for
of
some
these
people.
youngsters, that's kinda all they have. Thank you,
Look at Lulu.
Lulu Blee for 50. Thanks, girl. I hope you're a girl. Yes, of course you're a girl.
Yeah,
Love
she's
your
one of
Jen
my
Psaki video.
one
Oh,
of my
this is
people.
oh, love your Jen Psaki video from Friday Night Tights, one of my favorites. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Thanks,
What's up,
Lulu
Lulu?
Blue. Lulu Blue. Yeah, I love Jin Saki. It's very hard to do an impersonation of someone who has no soul. You just have to sort of like get a little blank. Lil Chad. Oh, Lil Chad. Hey, Lil
Hey,
Chad.
Chad.
I appreciate how positive Jay is. Him and the Geeks and
Oh,
Gamers team helped me push me to my to create my own content.
that's
Oh my
awesome. And I like
goodness.
your avatar. That's pretty cool.
Do you follow Lil Chad on Instagram?
No, should I?
Yes, absolutely. It's really good. It's like I think it's kind of based off of Jack Murphy, and it's basically like little Chad like lessons in masculinity, like from his dad who he looks up to, and they have this sister who lives in the house with them and she has
Really?
blue hair, and it's like it's very wholesome, but it's also kind of like I don't know, it's very
Very
like full of
wholesome.
values. Yeah, wholesome. You
That's not
guys
really up your alley, though.
cartoons?
Like wholesome and value.
I like wholesome. I have an Amazon. I have in my Amazon freaking shopping cart right now a Bible. I'm looking at Bibles. I want to buy one. I've never
What?
really read one. Beans.
Because you've never read one?
I've never read one. I took the Bibles for granted. My grandma had like 100, more than
Yeah.
100 Bibles. And I just was like, oh, that's a grandma thing. But now I'm like curious because my buddy Elijah Schaefer gave me this last time I was staying at his house. He gave me this Jesus Calling book.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like a gateway into getting interested in the Bible because like every day it's just
Yeah,
you
yeah.
like read a
I know
thing
that book. I know
and
that
you're
book.
like, all right. It's basically like self-help. Who knew? I think Jesus was the original life coach, you know?
Of course. He was.
The OG life
I went
coach.
on like a world journey to try to discover that.
Really?
My degree is in religion, world religions.
Ooh.
So yeah, I've been around the world and back again.
Well,
Now I wanted
excuse me. Where did you go?
now I wanted to go. This time I wanted to go and film it, but we had a little bump in the road there last year. Couldn't travel.
Why? What happened?
So
No.
so I was stuck home.
What did you want to be when you what did you want to be when you grew up when you were younger or like, in school?
Indiana Jones.
I could see that.
I wanted to be a teacher that traveled the world, and then really I fell in love with history, and like my dad is a preacher, and or he's retired now, but he also had like that wasn't like his salary job. He actually had another job, and so it's like I didn't want to believe all that crap at the time. So it's like if I study and find out that it's but it was interesting. Went to China to see the Buddhists. I went
Did
all
you
over
go
the
to
place.
Wuhan? Did you go to the Wuhan lab?
Was I in Wuhan? I don't think so. It was like Beijing. Xi'an is where I spent most of my time. So, but and Shanghai and all that. But I don't think I went to Wuhan.
Are you one of these guys who likes Asian girls?
No, not really.
Uh-huh. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I like the Caribbean type. Are really nice.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Anyone who smells like rum, I also am attracted to.
That's a bonus. That's a
From
bonus. Rum or coffee?
Trinoculus P, Jay's a bit shy talking about it, but I'd love to hear about his charity work. You do charity work?
Yes. Yeah. You want me to talk about it?
I mean, he did pay $5.
Well, all right, for 15.
Unless you're uncomfortable.
No, I'm not uncomfortable. I just don't
We're moving
I
on.
don't
He's not interested.
no. I talk about it like on my streams and stuff, but for 15 years of my life, like I spent a lot of time living in Haiti after the earthquake
Oh,
there,
okay.
and then I did a lot of I traveled a lot. When I did travel a lot, we built a lot of orphanages and homes. I just got back from Mexico, and we're working on a special needs home over there.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I don't bring it up too much because it's like I don't need any praise for it. It's just something I don't know. It was just something that it's become like a habit.
You feel
So
like
it's just
called to do it. I feel that. Yeah.
uh
You
I
just
think
do
everyone
it.
should do it. I think everyone has the opportunity. So I just wanted to live a life where you got one life to live, and make it count on things that you love doing. But in the process of trying to find in the process of trying to love yourself, because it's hard to get the next step in your goals or your dreams or whatever. If I've seen this too many times, especially with being as a teacher, is people don't love themselves anymore. So when they don't love themselves, they feel like they have no value. When you feel like you have no value, you have nothing to give. You feel like you have nothing to give the world. So then when you feel like you have nothing to give the world, you settle for this lifestyle or whatever it is you settle for, because your mind has already told you you have no value, you have nothing. So I think in serving others is is also a way um to like learn to love yourself, because you're giving that out. Now the problem is people serve others because they want something. The trick is to get to a point of
Where it's
serving
selfless.
others without them even saying thank you, and being joyful about your serving. Does that make sense?
Like you would never
It's
go back to Haiti and be like, "So how you like that house I built you? It's good, right?" You're
Yeah,
like
or
holding
even in the
up.
process, it's like, here you go, buddy. And even if they were like, did never even said thank you, it's more of a, I did this because I wanted to, not because I want something from you.
Yeah,
And
it's
when
not
we
out of
start to
ego.
mentally get into that place of, you know, just helping others without any thought of reward, I think the world becomes better. So like that's the thing. But it's not easy, because sometimes people donate a lot of time and money and things to help others, and you're just kind of like, man, a little thank you would have been nice. A little
Yeah.
thank you would have been nice, but
Yeah.
still, it's a
You
whole.
didn't notice I cleaned out the whole
I
fridge.
know, it's just like, but it's just getting to that. It's a daily process, but you can reach it.
I love
You
that.
can reach it.
I've also read that if you're feeling mopey or a little depressed or like anxious, like or just inexplicably kind of unhappy, if you can wholly focus on somebody else's needs, it's exactly what you're saying. It's an immediate way to provide value to
That's
somebody
the
else.
thing that bothered me the most about being a grammar school teacher is students as young as 10, 11, 12 felt that way. That they felt like there's no purpose for me in this world.
Wow, that's
There's
so
nothing for me.
sad.
Well, because we live in this time where it's like social media, I think, had a big part in this as well. It's because you can go on like my social media and say, "Dang, look what Jay's done. He's traveled the world. Look at these pictures. Look at this. He looks so great here. Look at the people he's hanging out with." And that's what we do on social media. We put our best out. And so these young people see that and they're like, "Dang, I could never do that." Or they'll see a picture of like me and you together and they're like, "We were never invited to the party. They must not care about us." And
Oh,
so it was like it and it just builds up something within them where it's just, I have no value. And to
everything
see
feels
that,
personal because it's in your phone that's in your
that's the
pocket.
problem too. Social. Yeah, it's their only social way. And now 2020 really hyped that up, because now we're all locked in. We were all locked in our homes, and we couldn't get any social interaction, and it's just like and now you've got these young people now being put back into social interaction, where it's like, for like a year and a half, for a long time, I didn't know how to do this, and it's very awkward. So now they're relying more and more on their cell phones for that social interaction, and it's just leading them to a no value situation. And I just saw so much of it. And there's a reason why, I mean, not to be a downer on the podcast, but it's like, there's a reason why like suicide rates and all this
Oh,
stuff is like
yeah.
skyrocketing. It's
Mhm.
skyrocketing.
People don't
And
have their outlets, you know? And so many I
exactly.
was a kid who I was a competitive springboard diver from the age of 11 all throughout college. Like there was never a time I didn't smell like chlorine and bleach, but it shaped so much of my personality and like who I came to be, and like it made me so disciplined at such a young age. It made me like take critique like no problem. I was very coachable, helped me take criticism, helped me face rejection over and over, because if you're constantly like physically smacking in a pool like 30 times a day. It's like physical pain. It's like, well, you're not going to get any better unless you keep trying it. Um, yeah, you just see other people doing well, and you're like, oh, fucking Missy at Marist, I'm gonna kick her dumb ass, with her dumb short hair. But then I had short hair too. I wonder what
Well,
these girls are
the
doing.
issue is we have to learn to fail and accept it and be okay with it and learn from it. And these participation trophies and all this stuff like that that's going around with our young people. It's like they're not learning
Oh
what they
yeah.
need to do to function
It's
because
crazy. To me, getting third place was a participation trophy. I would like beat myself up. I would be like so embarrassed if I didn't get like first or second. But I was probably making up for fucking a
the
lack of
the the
love.
cra- the crazy thing is, hearing like even like this past year was that many of these students they were all just graduated up without doing any work.
Oh
And
yeah.
if
My
a
sister
young
talks about it all
person,
the time, and she's a teacher out in Vegas. She's
mhm,
like, they basically are enforcing just pushing them along. Like
and
they
when
basically
when
are
the
trying
young
to.
people find out that they don't that one person who's really trying to put in effort to get that straight A's can get the same grade as a person who just scribbles something down like 10 minutes before class, you lost them, man. It's just how it is. It's just like if you find out like this is an easier way, but you still get to the same place. Of course, they're going to take the easy route because what is pushing them to get to really do the work and to get to the next level when it's like, well, they're just going to graduate me anyway. Who cares? Who cares what I do? Who cares if I sleep in class? Who cares if I turn in homework? Because I'm still going to get the same place you got, and you did all that work.
But remember when you were in school, Jay, like the kid, like you remember, okay, that the best kid in math or the best person in art, or like if you have a real love for a subject, the fact that the kids around you are being like passed through so easily, is that going to kill your own desire and your own passion to pursue
Of
that
course.
subject? I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I think back to like how much I loved art in high school, and I didn't even care what my grades were. I just would get lost in it. But I don't know. Things are so different
What I'm
now.
saying is like if the thing that I love basketball and I wasn't the greatest player, but yeah, I loved it. So I kept playing it. But they didn't put me on the team because it was everyone had to participate a certain amount of minutes. So
Oh,
if I
okay.
wanted to play, I had to put the time in, I had to put the extra work in because I wasn't the best player. Um, and the coaches were straight up. They're just like, you ain't a starter, man. Like you're overweight, you're this, you're that. You got to
Oh,
like fix this. And that's something that's not even told today.
yeah.
If it is, it's definitely been hidden. But I mean, today it's not. It's everyone plays. It doesn't matter. So like I'm saying, it would kill me to think that I put in hours and hours and hours of work to try to be a starter when they're just going to give it to anyone. Then it's like, why do it? Why do it? Because you're not really showing like an end goal. Uh, and again, that's not every single young person, but it's enough to where now they're out in the real world, and it's like, okay, well, everything's been handed to me this
Mhm.
far, so
Yeah, where's
can
your
we keep
grit?
can we keep it going, please?
And like when in school, like your teacher is truly the only one who really knows how bad you suck or how lazy of a student you are. And it's like you can be, pushed through to the next grade, and no one like really knows. I mean, the other kids aren't really fully keeping track. So it's easier to be pushed along. But when it comes to sports, like I think that's why so many people are so upset about like the transgender issue in sports, because it's like it seems like one of the last places where like you can't hide merit. It's like we're all
Yeah.
watching this game, we all see who's better, um, and that's sad. I know it's a shame, but I think like every trend, it'll swing back, and what's happening
It's a
now,
weird time.
yeah, oh for sure,
It's a weird time.
it's
It's
a
just like
weird
you don't
time.
know left or right or
Adamantium Tantrum. Jay is the only person on Friday Night Tights and Geeks and Gamers to get my name right. Hail, Jay.
thank you. I've only been on Friday Night Tights twice.
Well, you made an
Thanks for
impact.
remembering. It's not like they
Aw.
haven't invited me a lot. Like again, a lot of times I'm working.
Busy.
So
Yo-jitsu, gay. Jay is a guiding light, honorable, courageous, and a true champion.
Yo-jitsu. Come on, man.
I
Thank you.
agree. Yeah, you're definitely hiding that, like, how good of a person you are. I had no idea.
No one's special.
Exactly. That's exactly what good people say. That, like, you don't feel like you're doing
That's not
enough.
true.
It's nothing. Yeah. When was Haiti like your first trip? Like when was your first trip where you realized like I want to start
I
giving
went
back?
to Africa, and I was gonna like stay there for like 3 months, and
What
we
year
were
was
working with
this?
an AIDS community in Kenya. Like we were helping with agriculture, and so I went through all the train. So I was there for 2 weeks, and then I came back. Um, I came back and went through all this training to like live in Africa, and so I was gonna go, and then the earthquake happened in Haiti, and it was like I was in Florida, so it's a quick little jump from Florida over to Haiti, out of like an hour, maybe 2 hour flight. And so they were like, "Hey, we need the same group was like, "Hey, we need volunteers. Anybody want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll go. I'll help." And when I went over there, it was like, holy, like, where do you even begin? Everything was like, 300,000 people. They died in 50 seconds. So we're just trying to get like bottled water. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm there. I'm just there like I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", like 265. So I could carry heavy things. I can carry a lot of heavy things. And so we were just carrying water and food, and I just ended up staying. And it was weird because like I'd get emails and phone calls. They're like, "Hey, are you still there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still here." They're like, "We're gonna bring in some doctors. Can you pick them up?" Like, okay.
Wow.
So then, like,
Like an ambassador.
yeah, it was just weird. You just started bringing teams to where they needed to go, and um, it just it. I just ended up working there for years, and I didn't. I had to keep coming back to the states, and I was like going back and forth because of like the visa situation and all that stuff. Um, I ended up, like learning the language a little bit, and
Oh,
then
say
it's
something in Haitian.
like
Haitian? Is that how you
Creole.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Como ye? How are you?
Oh, that's almost
So
like Spanish.
yeah, it's a Spanish French. So like the words are kind of neat. Like for car, like the word car, they say machine, which is
Like
like
a
machine.
Mhm.
For like razor, they say Gillette. It's like Ugen Gillette. Do you
Oh.
have a razor? So it's like,
Is tissue Kleenex? Wait, we do that. Never mind.
yeah, something like that. So it's like, um, and so we just built schools and just tried to get some of the stuff back in order because for me, education, no matter where you are in the world, that's key. To get people out of poverty, you need education. So I started getting like, we started working with people. They're like, "Hey, you want to go to Cambodia and help out? You want to go here? You want to go there? You want to go to China and do some stuff? You want to go here? And
Wow.
so it just started this whole like leading groups to different countries because they're like, and I was just dumb enough to do it because I'm like, sure, I'll go. What
How
could
old are
possibly
you
go wrong?
when you were doing all this?
How old was I?
Yeah.
Uh, I started I started in my 20s,
Like, did you have,
so
like, a big savings? Like, did the I don't they probably didn't pay
no,
you to do this, so you just were like, "I'll just go?"
just went.
Wow.
I
That's
was
pretty
right out of
cool.
college, so
That's
just
pretty
went.
cool. That's probably more worthwhile as doing something like that than, like, what I did, which is work a lot of dumb jobs and be sort of, like, rudderless. I
Well,
was
I
like
had to raise money, so like some organizations would sponsor me, but leading teams, like I got contracted kind of. They were like, if you pick up 40 people, we'll pay for your trip and we'll give you some money on the top to like, but it's crazy to manage all those people in a third world country. The worst thing that ever happened, I had about 30 people. It was so funny. It's funny now, but it wasn't then. we were leaving this orphanage, this place, and everybody was giving the like kids dollar bills, and they were giving people, they were crying because they had made bonds with these people they were helping. You know, we were there for like 10 days. They're giving out all this money. They were giving this, they were giving that. And they were just like, oh, I just wish we could stay longer. I wish, you know, oh God, I'll be back. I can't wait. God bless, you know, this whole thing. So I'm like, all right, we got to go to the airport. We go to the airport, and a plane crashed on the runway. Nobody was hurt, but a plane crashed on a runway. Now, Haiti, unlike any other country in the world, they'll go out there and look at it for 3 days and be like, all right, how do we move this? So the airport was closed, and we were stuck there.
Whoa.
So then these people went from, I want to stay here, to, you better get us home. Like, I don't know how, but you got with like panic. I just gave away all my money. I need to get on that plane. Like, it just went through like panic, and we were stuck there for an extra 4 days.
That's not crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the airport was closed. I was like, I don't know what you want me to do, but you're the ones that asked to stay.
What would be your typical, like, what would you eat there, like, on a typical day? Just like
rice, beans, and chicken.
Okay, beans.
Yeah.
From little ragamuffin, no drunk 3PO. These people are nihilists. There's nothing to be afraid of. Walter Sobchak. I forget what that was in reference to.
Who was I talking about? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. That was several minutes ago.
Yeah.
Let me get this.
I'm sorry.
No, you're doing great.
But you're probably right. Super chat person.
Dawn Howe. If I had $1 for every time Jay said, I'm no one special, I could have stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel. From Michael Henley. Jay did more to help Haitians than the Clinton Foundation. Jay rocks. Yeah, that's true. Wow. From Paul Blunt, has Chrissie met Redbone Jenkins?
No, she has.
No, is that what you call your penis or something?
No.
Okay.
It's my alter ego that plays music.
Oh, okay.
I put a wig on. Like I used to I play the piano, and so like over before the pandemic, over the summers, me and a bunch of people, we would teach free music lessons to kids in this neighborhood that couldn't afford it. So yeah, it was like Redbone Jenkins was born.
God, you're like such a.
Oh no, it was fun. It was fun. It's like cool points.
Cool points from Matthew Hammond. I will try. Oh, did I miss your other super chat? I'll go back and dig it up. I will try a second super chat. Have you noticed that we are looking at properties created 30 to 40 years ago? Will millennials create something as lasting as Star Wars, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, etc.? No.
Maybe Dune might have a maybe.
Dune, that's
the Joker was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Those movies were like so fresh back then. Like, it's like we just remake stuff. Like the new Ghostbusters movie, I'm hoping that it's good, but they're still squeezing that lemon, man.
Oh yeah, and the lemon's getting pretty dry.
I'm telling you, they're squeezing that lemon.
Let's see. I think I missed one here from Mike likes tacos. Jay is selfless as long as he gets that Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah, I love Krispy Kreme.
From Paul Blunt, Jay always sticks up for ugly people like me. Oh.
There was a homeless man in Boston when I was there with everyone, and he had this hat on. Not the one I'm wearing, but I wanted it so bad because I love Krispy Kreme donuts.
I do too. They're legit.
I was just like, I'm gonna go offer him $20 for that hat. And everyone's like, why? I was like, I'll clean it. But it was didn't happen.
You just wanted
it. Then when I went to Krispy Kreme in Times Square, like they had it, I was like,
wow.
Oh, the heavens have opened up. So this is my Krispy Kreme trucker hat.
Wow.
I love it.
You're easy to please.
I am. You know what my goal is in life right now? You know what my dream is?
Just to be happy every day.
I am happy.
I can tell.
I'm very happy. I haven't been this happy in a long time. I'm pretty happy.
I bet people probably like hate you for that.
They do.
Yeah.
this life of mine, these last 4 years have taken like a crazy. I tell people this, so it's nothing new, but like it's. I guess maybe it's 5 years now. But I went through like a terrible, terrible divorce, a terrible breakup,
Aw.
and one that I didn't want, and the separation and like life and everything just felt like, I put on tons of weight. Like I was just eating my sorrows, and I was just working, and I just didn't care. And it was like pulling myself. I woke up one day and it was just like, this is this what you want to do,
Yeah, you had to
man?
take yourself by the hand
Like, is
and
this
like,
really how you want to feel, you
yeah,
sorry sack of crap that you are right now? Like, at least start walking. It was like little things like just walk around the block
just get
once,
up.
I was like
Yeah.
320 pounds,
Oh,
huge. It was like walk around the block, like do this, do that. And it's like, look at this. I mean, I had Gina Carano take me to Las Vegas. I'm on a podcast with Chris, someone that I knew for a while, which was you. And that's like, you asked me to come on your podcast. It was like, geez, I'm not Gary or anything. You know what I mean? It's like,
stop. You're
it's pretty
you.
cool. And it's like, I was just in Boston. I was in Times Square, I was in Mexico, I was and meeting all these people and seeing all these things and just having fun. And it's like, just crazy. This life has just been so good.
Well,
I
you
go to
have a
theme parks for a
really,
living. It's like
without sounding gay, you have a really good energy about you. And I'm all about like, not to sound too like The Secret, but like whatever you put out, you attract. And you're someone who I think is so grateful for everything around you that, and the more grateful you are, the more good stuff you attract. If you're somebody who walks around like, oh, I'll be happy when I lose this weight, or I'll be happy when I get out of debt. It has to be the other way around. You have to decide to be happy, and then things
yeah.
do, and it's a practice, right? Like prayer or being grateful. It's like you have to every day get up and
I
decide.
wake up every morning, and I've gotten to this habit over the years to find three things I'm thankful for. And some days it wasn't. Some days it's hard, but you could be grateful for that I could turn the water on and
You're
take
like,
a hot
some
shower.
days those three things were all donuts.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was
Hmm.
like it was one of those things. It just was one of those things where you start with the little things, and you just start taking steps.
Yeah.
And the YouTube and stuff, like I didn't expect this. Like this wasn't the plan, to be part of Geeks and Gamers. It wasn't the plan. Like I didn't expect any of that. It was
How
just
did
me and three
they?
other people just talking about how much I'm upset with Star Wars at the moment. And like I said, to like five people, I didn't expect any of it. I didn't expect to go somewhere where people want me to sign a poster. That to me, that's just so bizarre.
It is bizarre.
It's bizarre. We did a meetup at New York without Jeremy or Ryan or anyone, and we had 30 people there. And I was like, even if it was two people, I still would have felt the same way. It's just like you came all this way out here, like crazy,
It's
It's
surreal,
just
right? Yeah, like the
yeah,
idea
and
of
it's like I'm trying
fans.
not to brag. Like I don't want anyone to take this as bragging or anything. It's just it's so life has been. It's been good. Like I freaking played a video game where I cut grass, lawnmower simulator today in front of,
You could
50
actually
plus people.
really go and cut grass. Like you could do
I mean,
that
it's just like and
with a
and we
real
all just
lawnmower.
laugh together. And it's like we're missing that in life. Like
Yeah,
we don't
big
laugh at
time.
ourselves anymore. We don't take chances. We don't I mean, I still got ways to go, whatever. Like but I wasn't where I was, and now I'm where I'm at. And it's like who knows where I'm going to be in 5 years? And if it all comes crashing down tomorrow, what an amazing ride,
Yeah, and
you
also, like,
know?
you very much, your inner child is still very much, like, alive and perhaps most of the time in the driver's seat for you, I bet. Like, you're still very in touch with, like, what brings you joy, and again, like, that's backed up by being grateful and just appreciating everything around you. But yeah,
I
people
mean,
have
it's
lost their
just
sense of fun. Like you have to remember, what are the things you loved, is it, if you're feeling like fuck overrun with work or whatever, like just back to what did you love to do as a kid that you've
well, that's why I
stopped
have
doing.
like this Goonies tattoo from the movie Goonies.
Oh, I see. Yes.
It's like to constantly remind me, like that movie was about young people going on an adventure finding a treasure map and exploring and going out. It's
Yeah,
like
and that's you.
I never want to lose that. I never want to lose that sense of every day can be an adventure if you make it. Every
Yeah.
day, and just enjoy it. Like, and that was the thing. I look back and it's like there was a lot of times where people could look at my life and say, wow, you had such a good life. You traveled all over. I'm like, yeah, I never took the time to enjoy it. It was always like, all right, we got a job to do. Boom, boom, boom. This. And it, not saying it was wasted, but it was just like, I wish I had gone back to just stop and look, and just experience and just smile a little bit more instead of, what my mission was that was there. So because I took a lot of that in, I had a real issue. Like I took a lot of it in. When you see so many children in poverty and stuff, it started to weigh. It was like it started to weigh. And like for some reason, like when I got back from Cambodia, it was like I gotta talk to somebody,
Oh.
and
Yeah,
it
probably
was
because you feel a lot and you're like absorbing a lot of it. Like you're
it
taking it
was
on.
years of
Yeah.
seeing like children hungry and suffer. And it's just like, so and I have no shame. I don't care what people say about it. I have no shame in like seeing someone to talk to because I was just trying to
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to
yeah, to figure it
process.
out, the process, like getting the process together. Um, and so that helped a lot too. And so
But so
I'm
many
just
people
enjoying the ride, man.
yeah,
It's like who
enjoy the ride.
knows?
Most people wouldn't even freaking set foot in Haiti to help somebody. You know what I mean? Like you're doing better than most
I didn't even know
people.
what it was. Like
From
I knew it
Mark
was a country, but I didn't
it
know
is a
it
country.
was bad. It's so.
Now you know. From Marcus Kleeman, hi Chrissy and Jay, great discussion. Chrissy, agree with Lily. Your Jen Psaki impression on FNT was spot on and hilarious. Hope for a sequel soon. We stand with Gina. Yeah,
Oh,
baby. I want to make sure I got all the other soups. North Viking, I've been a part of OUR rescue for a while. So when I
oh,
found out Jay was too, it put a smile on my face. Operation Underground Railroad is a
yeah.
great cause.
Yeah, we
Wow.
rescued children that were in trafficking.
Oh
So
my god, that's amazing. I give you
yeah, and
such
then on
props for that.
my little YouTube channel, it was crazy. The people that I know, like in my little community, and I see a lot of them in the chat, they are some of the most generous, amazing people I have ever met in my life. And we did a little charity stream back in March, I want to say, and they came out and gave $50,000 in 6 hours to help end human trafficking.
Damn.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
My goal was set at 5,000. You know, and these people just came in, and it was just like, wow. So then, like, after that we made these shirts because I wasn't trying to like. Gina said this in an interview. Welcome to the rebellion. She's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. Welcome to the rebellion. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, I'm gonna make a shirt. Do you mind? And I said, I'm not gonna profit off your firing. We're gonna give the money away. And she was like, no, no,
Oh
make money. Make money.
no,
Jay, hey,
profit.
make
Yeah.
money. And I was like, I just don't like not now. Like I don't need it. I'm okay. I'm happy. I
Oh.
got no bills. I'm good. And so we made these shirts and I was like, we're gonna give the money away. So like we sold a ton. So for like 4 months, we were giving $1,000 away to a charity of whoever my community picked. It was like feed um, hungry people in America, police officers, veterans,
Wow.
and we just kept track of it. It was pretty awesome. Like what this community came through. So already this year, it's like I think we're at like $80,000
Oh my god.
given to
Wow.
help just on the little drunk 3PO channel community. Pretty crazy.
It's pretty
So
amazing. Andy Masterson. Oh my
hey, Andy.
god. Hunter Biden's
Oh
creator.
yeah, I have mine. It's right there. He made one for
Wait,
me
is it
too.
arm's length? Can you grab it? Wait, I want Hunter to read this one.
You want to
Okay.
see it? All right, hold on.
Hold on. Hunter's gonna read this one. Jay is such a giving person. That's why I made Drunkalorian. Bringing people happiness is great. Thanks, Hunter.
Yeah, here's mine. He made it in a nice, cool box.
Yeah. Whoa, that's so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, he made a cool
As
one for Hunter too. It's like
I know.
the
As much as I love the figure, so this is what he made for me way back. It's me in like Mandalorian C3PO armor. So it's freaking
whoa. Wait,
awesome.
let me see. Put it really close. Let Hunter see. Oh my
Let's
god.
take a look.
Wow. That looks
But
cool.
that's not the best part. That's not the best part. My favorite thing, and it's got helmets and everything. This was my favorite part. He made me a little gonk droid, like a Star Wars gonk droid, that turns into like a Coors
What? That's so
cooler. I was like, this is
cool.
freaking awesome.
That's
I love
amazing.
it. Like I was like,
Andy, you're
that
so talented.
like this was better
Jesus.
than the figure. But I mean, I love it both, but I was
Yeah.
like, dang, bro. And then he's got one of me. I don't know if he's sending it out, but he took a picture of it of me like sleeping on the couch because that was like the big meme
Wow.
a few months ago.
I had a Russian news team come to my freaking house to shoot me talking about this. And so I like quickly am texting Andy, like trying to get as much information as I can about it. Cause he's like, oh, this is he's asking me, like, I'm like, I didn't make it. Like, really, like Andy should be here, but they like had no time. And he doesn't like if he lived in state, I would be like, let's make it. But he lives several states away, like I think near Philly or whatever, PA. And I'm just like, how long does it take you to make? And they were asking me so many questions, like, do you think they could make a Trump doll with Russian accessories? And
Wow.
I was like, well, all that's bullshit. And no, I'm like, and like, dude, I'm like, yeah, Hunter's corrupt. He's in with Obama and the Clintons. Like, I was going off a little bit, and I was like, here's my doll, and then I just fucking went in so deep, but it was
Nah,
crazy. They
I
like
know this
so
community.
they're like gonna sell it to like whatever Ukrainian or Russian like news channels like want to pick up like a I don't know like a soft human interest piece or whatever. He's like, people will think this is very interesting. I was like, wow. I was like, you guys want some vodka or something? They were fine. From Stephen Yarnell, Chrissy, your comedy is what we need. Oh, you are the new Saturday Night Live. Joy, you're awesome.
Joey.
Jelly, you're awesome. Did you find a
Thanks.
new fedora?
I did buy one. It's in my car actually. Do you know why they call me Joey?
No.
All right, so I went when I met with Gina for the first time. It was a surprise. It freaked everyone out that a low budget YouTuber got to meet Gina Carano. So I had brought some stuff for her to autograph. Yeah, so it's right back there. I had like some of her action figures,
Aw.
and she accidentally instead of writing J, she wrote Joey. So like it's been like a joke now that everyone's like, "Hey, Joey," and so now Gina does that too.
She
Like on
spelled it what?
Twitter, she'll be like,
Joey or spelled it like
"No,"
J
she spelled it Joay, Joey.
Joey?
Yeah,
This is really funny.
yeah, it was funny, and I was like, because I made a video. It's on my channel, and I was like, I came all this way, and she writes Joey on the action figure. Like it was so funny. Yeah, so and she just laughed. She goes, I don't know what I was thinking. She's like, I was thinking about something else. I'm like, and she's not even thinking about her dinner guest, you
I
know.
got this. This is the only action figure I have of her.
Or you got I have all of them.
I,
She gave me
I
all of
spent
them.
way too much, but I don't regret it.
I have like and she signed them all, which I appreciate. But like even the
Aw.
Matchbox cars and the Funko Pops and the Black Series and all that stuff. I was like,
Here's a super chat I missed from Trinoculus. Told you he was shy, Chrissy. Yep. Yep, he is.
it's not shy. It's just kind of like
Humble. You're humble.
ah,
You're
kind of a
not.
jerk most of the time, but you know. And so now I have taken over the Chrissy podcast. She told me that this might happen. There you could see the authentic Joey action figure that she signed. And right back here is the Black Series that she signed. There we go. We're giving a little tour of the room there.
I'm back. I'm back. I told you this thing would go out at some
Yeah, I know.
point.
I was prepared. I was ready.
Good.
So
Okay, let me make sure I got all the super chats. Let me look through here. Redbone, got that one. Oh my god, and I have another one in like 10 minutes. Another from Toxic Man Flu. Shout out to Gary from Nerdrotic. Can't believe Drunk 3PO is awake. Proudly ordered a shirt and hoodie from 9 Line. Welcome to the
oh, thank
rebellion.
you.
Sweet.
That's another thing. I never thought I'd have a clothing line on a clothing store.
Yeah, that's
It's
pretty
so
cool.
weird. It is cool.
I have shirts too, Actually, oh god, this is so funny. Let me see if I can bring these up because like me and Frank were just dicking around last night. Oh, from Mike Lindsay. Love you guys. Thanks,
Hey, Mike.
Mike. I think it's called Teespring. Let me pull it up. Teespring.
See, those are the ones you made, right? Or
Fuck.
someone made for you.
Yeah. God damn, I can't pull it up right now, but it's so funny. So you know the Slayer font and like the band Slayer? So it's basically like in that font with that same look, but it's called Smayer. So the shirts just say Smayer. And like it's like their
I saw
skull
that on
with the
Twitter.
helmet and it's like the hair under it, and then like it's like the Slayer band, but everyone has like my face on it. It's so dumb, but it's so
We
funny.
don't like Teespring around my parts. They canceled my store.
Oh no. Fuck those guys.
But you can have it. We're not mad at anybody that has one.
All right. All right. Let me just make sure I didn't miss
We
any
got a
other.
cease and desist from Lucasfilm. Got scared.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh. Did you frame it?
I have it, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I was like,
Compound
look, this
Media.
is so cool.
Compound Media got a cease and desist from this one like super mega cunty comedian. She got upset because I did an impression of her. And they're like, stop talking about me. And I was like, stop being a public figure. This comes with the territory, you fucking loser. Okay, so from Brian.
Don't you find that annoying that we live in this time where people's feelings get hurt?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like it's part of the deal, yo. Okay, from Matthew Hammond. Has Jay seen videos or pictures of Super Nintendo World in Universal Japan? Supposedly it will arrive at Orlando in a year or two.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking up a super chat that I missed from before.
New Super Nintendo World, yeah, it's open. Yeah, I'd love to go. It should be open in America in 2 years. So.
Ooh. Okay. Watch.
What are you eating?
Baby carrots. I'm so hungry, and I have to do another stream in like 10 minutes. I'm just trying to.
So she's just gonna shuffle me off, folks.
No, I'm not. God damn it.
It's my rank in life. She's like, it's just Jay. Nobody really knows him anyway.
I rolled over the carrot with this. I fucking hate this chair so
Before the stream started, she was like, I'm doing a solid for Gary.
No, stop it. Stop being weird. I rolled over my carrot. All right, guys.
That was the perfect time for me to get that in.
Where can people find you and follow you and buy your shirts?
Drunk 3PO YouTube channel is great. Jaywalking the Planet YouTube channel is where I travel the world. You can find all those videos there. And we just launched a Welcome to Rebellion podcast. So it's going to have a bunch of people on. So that's going to be kind of neat. I've never done that before. So that's already on Spotify. I think it'll be on iTunes in a couple days. So
sweet.
And that's just that's about it. You can find me at Universal Studios walking around on the park hopping channel like Geeks and Gamers. So
awesome. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at somebody in the chat making fun of me for eating carrots with a fork. They're cooked. They're not raw.
Who eats carrots with a fork?
Raw ones you eat with your hands, but
well, thank you for having me on. It was pretty awesome.
Jay, you're the best. I'm gonna have you back because we have more topics to cover. But you're a delight and a joy. And
just say one thing for me before we go. Team Candy Corn, please.
We didn't even get to the candy corn. I had it on my list of topics. I had articles. Fuck. All right, Team Candy Corn all the way. Also, candy corn pumpkins. But we'll talk about that next time I have you on. You're the best, Jay. Thanks, chat. Thanks, guys. Until next time. Bye.